Alright, what's going on? So tonight we're doing a combination of bone-in pork chops and baked potatoes. We got another video showing you how to do the steakhouse potatoes. I'll link it up here in a card. But right now we're going to show you how we set up and do the bone-in pork chops. And we buy these in bulk at Costco, and then we'll set them out, flash freeze them, and then bag them up, and we take them out as we want to eat them. Tonight we're cooking the potatoes at 425. We kept the pork chops frozen because we're cooking at 425, so we can utilize our oven to cook both things at the same time. First thing we're going to do with these pork chops is we're going to put a little bit of olive oil on it. So I'm just going to pour a little bit on here, and Beth's going to brush it in. So doing a little bit of olive oil on there just helps the seasoning stick to it, adds a little bit of flavor, and kind of crispens up the outside just a little bit while it's baking in the oven. So once we get these coated with olive oil good, then what we're going to do is we're going to start applying our seasonings. All right, so we've got our olive oil on this side. First thing we're going to do is we're going to give it our kosher salt. We're just going to sprinkle that on this side here. Just like that. Now we're going to add some crushed black pepper, or fresh ground black pepper, I should say. Just a little bit more down there. All right. Now the next thing we're going to do is our own seasoning blend mix. I'll put all the ingredients down below in the description for this. We use it on rubs, for ribs, for pork chops,
chicken,
pulled pork, chicken, all of the above. We just got it in a black pepper Kirkland bottle just because it's easy for us to mix it up in here. It's just about pretty much equal parts, but I'll put the ingredients down below, and then you add or take away what you want to based on your taste profile. All right, so we just give that a generous coating there. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some Caribbean jerk seasoning.
That's perfect.
Now that's the way Beth wants hers. I don't prefer the Caribbean jerk seasoning on mine, but that's how we're going to do that one. Now we're going to flip these over and set them on this rack. Now this is how we're going to cook them once they go in the oven, is in this rack. So the first thing we'll do for this side is start over with our process. A little bit of olive oil on this side. It doesn't take a whole lot of that. And you can brush it on, or you can rub it on with your hands if you don't have a brush. Whatever works best for you. And we're going to do basically the exact same seasoning on this side. We're going to give it that coarse salt. We're going to give it the black pepper. We're going to give it our blend of seasonings that we make up. And then on best, we're adding the Caribbean jerk to it. And that's the thing about cooking, guys. You season everything to your own flavor profile, however you want it. If you want extra of garlic or extra pepper or no pepper, you kind of mix it up and do it however you want to do it. But what we're going to do is we're going to let these sit here for just a little bit, and then we're going to place them in the oven with our potatoes, which are already cooking at 425 degrees. And these are only going to cook from frozen for about 35 minutes. And that's rough estimate time-wise. You still need to temperature check your meats when you're cooking them to make sure they're at the correct temperature for consumption. But we're going to let this set for a bit, and then once it's had a chance for this to marinate in and soak in good, we're going to stick them in the oven over here and get them cooking. All right, guys. Potatoes been in for about 25 minutes. We got 35 minutes left on the timer, so it is time to put the pork chops in. So we'll set these right above the potatoes here. And as that fat renders and drips down into that pan, it's going to mix with those seasonings and steam up underneath them, and it's just going to add more flavor to it. Now we'll check the potatoes and the pork chops both in about 35 minutes. We're looking at 210 on the potatoes and 145 on the pork chops. Be back in a minute. All right, our hour's up. Let's get them out. There's our pork chops. Make a quick check on our pork chop here. 154 on that one. 154 on that, 155. So those are done. Those are ready to go. Perfect timing. 35 minutes in the oven. All right, guys, here we are. Pork chop, steakhouse baked potato. Got some tomatoes, jalapenos there, butter, sour cream, chives on the potatoes. Guys, listen, if y'all enjoyed this video and you want to see more, give us a thumbs up, drop comments or questions down below, and as always, we appreciate you tuning in.